Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 182 of the Well Done Life podcast. And hello, welcome back to episode 182 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I hope that you're going to stay for a very long time. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you so much for continuing to rock with me. I wouldn't have come this far without you, and so I hope that you will continue to stay and bring a friend. Before we get started with this week's episode, I like to make sure that I'm super foundational. For those of you that have been here before, you probably can recite this with me, but it's very important to me to make sure that before we really dive into topics and talk about things, that you understand why we're here and what this is about. The Well Done Life podcast is a podcast that I created for women. I created this space because I truly believe it is very important for us to create spaces where women can be their most authentic self, where they can share and grow and learn together. We are the foundation of society, and so we have to cultivate each other in order to continue going to our next levels. So in this space, like I said, it's all about cultivation and growth. It's all about love. And love is the other foundation that I am truly building this safe space, this safe house on. And it is built in something that is a part of everything I do. Everything that we will do in this space is rooted in love. And so I like to make sure that I send prayers. It is very important that every week I pray for you, because I truly believe that when two or more people come together, that our prayers are magnified. So I want to make sure that I am sending you as much love and prayer as possible. And so kind of diving in this week, I've definitely been in this season of growth and expansion, doing all the things like I'm sure all of you are. And it has definitely been a really busy season. And so I'm definitely praying for you to have a season or at least a moment of clarity. And because I think with all the things that we are trying to accomplish, it's very easy to get lost in the sauce, as I like to say. And sometimes you're just not able to see the forest for the trees. So I want to make sure that you have a moment where you can sit down, where you can get clear about the things that you want to work on, because it's very important, especially as your time sometimes feels limited, to make sure you are focusing on the things that add value, not the things that diminish you or take away from you. So you want to make sure you streamline your thought. You want to make sure that you are very clear and very aligned in what you need to do. So I am sending you prayers of clarity. Along that line, I guess with clarity comes focus. It is very important because it's easy to get distracted, especially as you are getting closer to your destiny, your vision, your goal. The more that you are working at something that is aligned for you, that is designed for you, the more susceptible that you are to distractions. And so you have to make sure that as you are navigating what you are trying to accomplish, that you are creating space in your mind where you can have focus. And focus can be accomplished through many things. Sometimes it could be a form of meditation. It could be a form of sitting in stillness. It could be just a form of sleep. I mean, good gracious, you're never more focused on rest than when you're sleeping. But you need those moments. You need to be able to sit and get clear about what you want to accomplish, because, if you are not planning, you are planning to fail. And so it is important that you want to make sure that you are aligned to the plan, that you are open to make tweaks to the plan if you need to. And that's really maybe just an opportunity where you'll discover, you know what, I need a reset. And we're going to talk about the reset today. But I just, again, want to make sure that you are giving yourself space of peace, that you are giving yourself space for clarity, that you are giving yourself space for love and community. Yes, I'm looping love and community together because it is imperative that you are surrounding yourself in love. I mean, I want you to have love from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And I don't say that lightly, because I really do strive to surround myself with people who project that on me, and I project that back. You need to be able to have people that you can trust. You need to be able to open up. You need to be able to ask for support. It is essential on where you are in the journey right now and where you were trying to go. And so you have to be able to trust folks. And you know who you can trust and who you can't. And for those ones that you feel like you can't, I mean, that's really on you to make the decision to move them out accordingly. But for those people that you trust, you want to cultivate those relationships. You want to be appreciative of their love. You want to make sure that you give them that same energy that they're giving you. That's the only time I match energy. I match energies in love and beyond, but I don't match energy in petty because, petty is as petty does, and who has time for that? And so you want to make sure that, like I said, you are matching that energy and love, that you are giving freely and from your heart. And if for some reason that there's aught in your heart, I hope you have the clarity to discover what it is, and then have the ability to go to that person and ask for forgiveness so that you can be well in your spirit, or even forgive yourself if that person has wronged you, so that you don't have to carry those weights with you. We have all too many weights that we are carrying, and it starts to get overwhelming. We start to feel heavy. We get weighed down. As Erykah Badu said, bag lady, you're not gonna be able to carry them bags like that. She's telling the truth. Comes a point in your time, in your life, where you have to be willing to let go of the bags. You have to be willing to ask for help and support. You need it. Your future needs it. So make sure that you are creating spaces for them. And then, of course, rounding out my prayers always, I do believe in the prayer of abundance. I want everybody to be abundant financially. I know this season is kind of challenging. I know obviously with inflation and pricing, everything is definitely going up. But the one thing that is never going to not go up, the one thing that is never going to change, is that what is for you is for you. And even when it looks like it's not for you, it's there. So if you are believing for abundance, for you to have businesses or other things, it's coming. It's coming. Don't give up. Have faith, surrender to the process. Because remember, you couldn't do it. You needed somebody else to help you do it. You needed God to help you do it. You needed friends to help you do it. So that's where it is in regards to, having that ability to build community. We cannot continue to keep ourselves operating in cycles of silos. We have to be willing to allow people to come into our life who can bless us. So I pray that you are able to surround yourself with people who can bless you. So those are my prayers this week for you. I hope you feel them. I hope you know that truly, like I said, I love you deep, and I am believing great things for you. I am recording on Saturday, March the 9th, and it is 3:49 p.m. So a little late, a little early for me, but it has been a very busy season with work and obviously the reset, and I'm so excited to talk about that. But before we kind of dive in, I want to thank everyone for their support of episode 181 with Tigis Biene. And obviously, Tigis, if you haven't had a chance to check out the episode, Tigis is an amazing woman. She is one of the most resilient people I know. Unfortunately, she went through a domestic violence situation. She was tragically shot by her ex-fiance, and she lived to tell the story, but she doesn't tell it from a place of resentment or anger. She tells it from a place of forgiveness and how she was able to discover her own healing needs through that tragedy. And so I really would like to give you guys an opportunity to listen to it if you have not. I'm going to make sure that I link it in the show notes because it's a powerful episode, and to me, a testament to the ability to forgive and move forward. So I definitely want to make sure that I support her and sell that over and send it to you. Excuse me, not sell it, but send it to you so that you can hear it, because I want you to hear her journey and just be able to hear the lightness and strength in her voice. She's a very powerful lady, and I look forward to seeing what else she's going to do. I look forward to supporting her on her journey. But today we're here, and I kind of did a little differently. I would like to introduce you guys, or probably reintroduce, because if I think about it, Tita Walker has been on the podcast before. She's participated in many different episodes, but what you guys may not know is she is my brandologist, as she likes to call herself. She's been the brand coordinator for this podcast and for this event that I'm doing with the Reset Experience. And the brand, The Well Done Life, like literally, if I think about it, we probably wouldn't be at some of the levels that we are without her. So I wanted to have a conversation, actually more so Tita wanted to have this conversation because we did it with video. No, I'm not. I am going to share the video, obviously, but I was going to say, no, I'm not sharing the video, but I am going to share the video. So I will make sure that gets shared. Tita, being the amazing, wonderful woman that she is, just wants to get it teed up. But for all intents purposes, because I'm an old head, I want to keep it trill and just keep it back to the podcast. So I will be releasing this file, and you can just visualize our conversation. But really, I want you to take an opportunity to learn about the reset. I want to share some of my heart with you and some of my soul with you so that you can see what this is about. about, because the Reset experience, the Reset brand is not going anywhere. This is just the beginning. I look forward to having an opportunity to connect with so many more women in such an intimate way and to create so much healing and so much opportunity for growth. So we just thought it'd be great to have a conversation, because things are out there, but I want to make sure that I'm setting you up for success and explaining where I want to go. So if you will grab a cup of water, tea, wine, whatever floats your boat, sit back and relax. Tita will be with you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Hi, I'm Tita Walker. And like Pam said, I like to call myself a brandologist. So
Yes.
I take your vision and I bring it to life.
Yes. And I'll be honest, guys, y'all, we would not be here without her. Like literally, she pulled it out of me and dealt with me and made me do it even when I didn't want to. And now we're here talking about, she's laughing because she's thinking of all the struggles that she has had to deal with me. Because y'all, I am like a master of procrastination and anxiety and fear, but she is the slayer of all of those things. And so now we're here with our latest project, our latest adventure, the Reset. And so Tita, actually, yes, I'm going to totally blame it on Tita. Tita thought it would be a good opportunity to get me to stop being behind the mic and to allow her to put me in the passenger seat while she drive and talk to you guys about the why behind the Reset. Because I kind of need to explain that, I guess.
Yes, you do. And not only because I'm the producer, seriously, I've gone to several different conferences and they've been great. However, working on this project and seeing the speakers that are coming, and just the material and the experiences that's going to happen, like this is the Reset that you want to be. This is the Reset that you want to be at. This is the Reset experience. Let me put it that way. Reset experience you want to be at, because it's going to be a great empowerment conference that's going to really help you with your growth, your self-discovery. But I'm going to let Pam explain more of that. However, I do want to say though, okay, because I'm one of those people, like when I go to conferences, I love what's in my bag, and then I get disappointed when I'm like, this is not what I was looking for. This is not what I was thinking. Yeah, right? I'm not looking for. I will tell you, right? I will tell you all, ladies, this swag bag has luxurious in front of it. It's a luxurious swag bag. Okay? Because this is a very exclusive luxury event that's really created for women. So, without further ado, because I've been in it, I don't want to give away because it is Pam's event. I'm just partnering with her to bring it to life. So Pam, tell me why the Reset experience, or tell us why. Tell the ladies why the Reset experience.
The Reset experience is actually something that I came upon actually when I went on a creative retreat last year with 2 other creators, Chrissy and Berlina, who are good friends of mine. And during that time, I actually got a chance to just kind of like sit down and focus. And when I sat down and focused, I thought about where I am in my journey. And I thought about what I would have needed on the journey if it was me starting over. And I realized that the one thing that I felt like I was missing is just having an opportunity to kind of like sit down, to create a space where maybe I can think about these key areas of my life. And we'll talk, I guess, a little bit more about those pillars, but they're going to be like mental health, physical health, financial health, and building community. And what I would have really benefited from. And I made the decision that I wanted to create it. I literally sat there for over the course of 3 or 4 days and really mapped out what these pillars meant to me in regards to my journey and how I could help somebody else, because I find that there's tons of women struggling in those areas as well. And what I wanted it to be like Tita says, it's luxurious and it's intimate and it's all these things. It is. And I did that for a purpose. I did, because it would be great to go out here and say, hey, let me just go out here and get like 500 women in one setting. That is virtually impossible to be intimate. And that's not what I'm looking for now. I think ultimately it will get there. But the one thing about it is it has to feel like you are seen and valued. And in order for me to create that seen and value, I felt like it had to be intimate. So I wanted to create a safe space for us where you felt cared for, because you need to, while you're sitting here planning your goals, to feel cared for and have so much intention. So that's where really the reset was born. It was born out of my desire to create something for women that is going to be sustaining, but be intimate and well thought of. I literally can tell you, I have thought of every possible thing. Yes. I had my hand in every possible thing, and it is to the detriment of my nerves, but to the benefit of my heart, because it's like I'm leaving a part of my soul out here. And I'm so glad, because I know that if I give y'all some of my love that I learned on the journey, I'm fulfilling the promise that I made when I needed to heal. So that's why I had to do this. It's twofold. I got to give it to you because I know you need to heal, and I want to give you some of my love so that you can be healed. We can find healing in each other. And then at the same time, it fulfills the promise that I made to God when he spared me, when he made me realize that I could make it, that I told him I would tell the good and the bad of the journey at all times. And so this is like my love letter to that moment.
Yes. And so with the part of healing and so forth, you also decided, or God led you to be like, okay, there's other elements that are critical for women as well.
Yeah.
In their self-growth and as they continue to go down their journey and path. Yeah. So that's where the pillars came in, or the topics came in. So please share what those topics are.
Okay. So like literally, like we said, there's like 4 pillars. And pretty much if I think about how my journey went, when I hit rock bottom, I really started, my mental health was like the first part. And I really don't feel like there's a lot of spaces where women can come together and really be honest without fear of judgment about what they're struggling with mentally. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on us. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of women out here thriving, making a lot of money and living what looks to be beautiful lives, but they're struggling on the inside because you don't feel seen or valued, or you're carrying hurt from a previous relationship, or you're carrying hurt from grief. Because I'll be honest, at this level of life, after like I was 38 when I became a caregiver. So late 30s on, as I call the entry adulting years, this serious adulting levels of life, you experience more grief in so many different areas, not just people dying, but also friendships dying, relationships dying. And it's like, nobody talks about that. And grief is a thief and stole me. So my mental health was a really serious thing for me. I was suicidal, and I just was like, the only resources I could find were like EAP. And literally, I just got desperate enough to call EAP because I needed help. I needed somebody to help me figure out how I was going to go to another day. So I called EAP. And then that always kind of stuck with me on the journey. It's like you're trying to find your faith in books and obviously therapy. I had a good therapist at the time. She pulled me through. But I also discovered that there are a wealth of women out here who are sharing their journeys to help other women get better. So I started finding tons of thought leaders. That's how I found Yasmin Cheyenne.
Wait, don't stop. Who's our opening speaker?
Yes. Our opening speaker. She was one of the women that I found on that journey, because it's so important that you're feeding yourself good information to help you be able to heal. And so it's very important to me that I make sure that I have women there. So Yasmin, like Tita said, will be our opening speaker. She is the author of The Sugar Bazaar. She also has a brand new book that's going to be coming out. And so I'm excited to hear her impart her journey and the things that she has learned with other women at the event. And then also, because I'm very intentional, I believe in therapy, I do have a therapist on the panel, Dr. Linnea Richardson of Melanated Woman LLC. I interviewed Dr. Linnea on my podcast, and she's very passionate about women and motherhood. Black women especially, and I think about that because the mother journey is not really talked about, not necessarily from just giving birth standpoint, but also, even from the standpoint of loss of birth, as well as from the standpoint of how it affects you having the relationships with your mother and to who you are now. There's just so many different fragments that aren't explored. So she will definitely be able to speak to that. And then also Berlina Washington of Within Her Brand is also going to be on the panel. And Berlina and I created something special. I'm not going to tell y'all.
But I know. I have it right here, but I won't.
I know. I want to tell you guys so bad. But that's one of the gifts.
You gotta come.
You do. You gotta come. That's one of the gifts that we gave. We actually created something special just for this brand for all the attendees because it is instrumental in our journey of healing. And so we're going to talk about this project that we have created, as well as Belina can share some of her journey. I mean, she is a sexual abuse survivor and how she has been able to navigate, through life. So really, I'm looking forward to this panel being a group opportunity for us to have a safe space, to be vulnerable, to recognize that all of us have been in certain situations and we can get better. And we just need that support and an intention, which also speaks to the later pillar building community, which we'll talk about, but it's just really important to create that. So I wanted to, because mental health was foundational for me. I didn't start making better decisions in the other areas of my life until I got my mind right.
Right.
And
so those other, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And so those other areas after mental health, what was the other topic?
Physical health. That's going to be with Dr. Shalana Battle. Dr. Battle has been on the podcast several times, and she is a nurse practitioner of women's health, a doctorate of nursing, actually. And so I want her to talk about all of the things that we are facing as women at this age of life. Because I'm going to be honest, and I'm 51. So yes, I am perimenopausal, but I'm healthy and I'm a thick chick. And so going through all of those things, yes. But I wasn't always healthy. When I was going through my mental struggles, my health was atrocious, to say the least. Right. I'm very grateful to be able to go to the doctor now and not have to go see your butt for another year because I got a good report. You can leave me alone. Normally at my age, you got to go every 3 to 6 months. And I'm trying to show women that you can make better decisions and still enjoy your life and still take care of those things that are bothering you. And then there's also Dr. Perry Limbacha. Dr. Perry Limbacha is my chiropractor. I love that woman. I call her the miracle worker because literally my back was like a jigsaw puzzle. My body was like a jigsaw puzzle when I went to see her. I literally, because I don't really talk about it, but I spent my 40s, first or early part of my 40s, I was a runner. I've run marathons. I've run half marathons. I did all that. That was me on my quest to try to get healthy. So, you go hard in the paint, even though you are not equipped to go hard in the paint, you go hard in the paint and do all that. And so I did all girl, body looked like,
I know.
Yes. You could have just taken my body and sliced it up in like dice and rolled it around. It was just so bad, but she got me back. I literally was so bad at one point, I couldn't walk up and down the stairs. Like I was sick. And she got me back through acupuncture. So I wanted her to talk about holistic medicine and the benefits of how that works, because I spent years going to her. I didn't even have a primary care physician. I had her.
Okay.
She was my primary, and she helped with the acupuncture, get me back in alignment. So again, physical health, because when you start to make better decisions mentally, and then you get your physical in hand, it starts to allow you to have the space where you're feeling better, you're making better decisions. So I want us to start to create tangible goals around that. And then that goes into financial health with Leslie Batson. She is a wealth manager, and I am very excited to have her because let's talk about it. We need to be making good, smart decisions in regards to money, how to build it and how to save it.
Sustain it.
Yeah, how to sustain it, how to make some money outside of 401k. I'm not trying to advocate that 401k is a bad thing. 401k is a great thing. But I think we also need to have options. And so I want Leslie to kind of talk about the options, because I made piss poor financial decisions when I was sick. I'm not even going to lie. I've been very transparent about my financial mistakes. I have come back from bankruptcy and my financial mistakes. And so I just want people to understand that it's never too late to fix your life. And when you're feeling better mentally and you're feeling better physically, you're able to work more and aspire and acquire more, so then you can make more money. So you're doing all these things and getting it aligned, but then you recognize that you can't do it by yourself, which leads to building community.
The last pillar, yes.
Yes, because on that journey, I recognized that I needed people, and I had suffered a friendship loss right after like my dad's loss, and that friendship loss devastated me for a while, and I had a hard time opening and making connections with women. And so when I was struggling, that really put me in an awkward position because I needed help, but I didn't know how to ask for help because I didn't trust it. And so I had to like get to a point where I recognized that there are women out here who are like-minded, who have my best intentions at heart, and who are open and want to have conversations with me. And so I wanted to make sure that I give you guys some resources to show you that there are women of all walks of life. Like, we do not have to all look the same in order to be friends. and so these women exactly what you need, which is where we have building community. And that's Dr. Zara for Compass Collective. She is a online bookstore owner as well as a community builder, and she is amazing. And then we have Tiffany Scott of You, Me, She, Best. And Tiffany is amazing. I've had many interactions with Tiffany when you two used to have your podcast.
Our podcast. Tiffany is a good friend of mine. Yes.
Yes, a Black girl, white girl, but Tiffany's an ally. Like, she is a strong ally, like legit. Like she's real, y'all.
Legit.
And, yeah, she's legit. And she's very passionate about women and building those community spaces. So I definitely had to have her as well on the panel. And then who else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one of our people. Lord, I'm gonna have to go and look. I have so many. Like, that should show you guys. Like, we have a really
Dr. Catherine.
Oh, yes. Garland? Oh my God. How can I forget Catherine? Dr. Catherine Garland. And oh my gosh, she's amazing. I don't know if you guys remember her from the podcast. If you listen, she just wrote her book about memoir of a sex addict. And Catherine is amazing. She shows the power of building community by standing in your truth. Because I know as soon as I say sex addict, y'all start, folks' minds start wandering. But she stands in the power of her truth so authentically. And she is such a voice for women, especially women of our age. Navigating Change is also one of the platforms that she has. She's a professor. And so I wanted to kind of, like I said, create that space because it's so important as women that we see women from all walks of life so that we can remember that everyone is not our enemy. Some people are coming in to build, not to destroy. And so I wanted to create that space. So maybe you can get some tips to recognize maybe there's areas where you can open up more, where you can learn how to make connections. And that whole event itself is about making connections. Because again, when you are mentally well and you are physically well and you're able to build and expand and make money, and then you can build the team around you that helps project that money and helps you project your life and your love. But then you also get to go out and do it with amazing other people as well. And it just creates, I love this juju that I love of women helping women. And that's really what the reset is about. Sometimes you got to sit on your butt for a day and get loved on, catered on. Because I promise y'all, I like a good food. I'm kind of bougie about how I like stuff, and amazing speakers, and feel safe and loved, and you can create something beautiful in that time. And that's what I'm banking on.
Yes. And with the speakers, trust me, you're not just going to be talked to where you're just going to, like in lecture form. Pam has created this so that it actually is experienced and interactive. So that's definitely going to be on par.
Oh, I know. And I was going to say, I don't think any of our speakers, because we haven't started, we're still working with them on alignment. So if any of them are listening, yes. They're probably like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we're going to be interactive. Yes. Like, I want this to be, like I said, an event, an experience. But I promise you guys, they're all pretty cool. So I think we'll be fine.
Yes. So the important deets of this experience, reset experience, is it's April 20th.
Yes.
2024, right? From 8:30 to 5 p.m. And it's going to be at the Lake Nona Wave Hotel. Yes. You can find out more about the event. And we have special rate right now for you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you want to make sure you get that rate before, I want to say, March 20th. So make sure you go on to, it's welldonereset.com. So welldonereset.com. And you can learn way more about the speakers. You can learn about Pam, and you will be able to get your tickets, purchase your tickets that way too.
Yes. And I realized I'm like trying to wave my hand up, but I forgot.
I know.
How can I forget?
Yes, ma'am. Your turn.
I want to mention also that we will have vendors there. Some of our guests have like material that they have curated. So again, very intentional. And then also I couldn't help but I have to talk about the MC. The MC is my heart, one of my hearts, one of my closest friends, but she is so dynamic, Katie Pearson. And so I promise you every detail has been thought of. This is not your average event. It's not.
No,
so
it's
yes.
not.
Get your ticket.
The killers are going to be on point. Yes. So remember, that's mental health, physical wellness, financial empowerment, and building community.
Yeah.
4 critical elements that we all need to hone in very well in order to, it's not like your life is successful the way that you need to be on your path. But I think what Pam is saying, what she's found, that mental health, physical wellness, financial empowerment, and building community is a way for you to be able to package your journey to where you're going to be able to reach the milestones and the destinations that you want to go to.
Yeah, because I think it's for everybody, because of the fact we all kind of maybe have had some type of challenge or are experiencing a challenge in that particular setting. So the goal of this, and I promise you, I'm very serious about this, you will leave that event with all of the tools and information that you need to create actionable change over the next 60 days. Like, I'm very serious about that. I'm not here to take 8 hours of anybody's time, including my own, and not to walk out with something in your hand, tangible, that you can put in. And I promise you, I think you can build enough connection in that room. You can build intention in that room. Yeah. To get what you need to get done. If you need to get something done, I need you to come and sit down with me on the 20th from 8:30 to 5, get fed, get poured into, and get your plan together. You can do it. I'm there for you.
Yes. And again, that's at welldonereset.com.
Yes.
Welldonereset.com.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of the weekend and enjoy yourselves. And thank you guys for giving us some time. Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Ta-da.